मैं हूँ श्रेयान डागा, को फाउंडर ऑफ OLL। मैंने 2 साल में 2.2 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू किया है।
Well done.
Very nice.
बायजूस या अनअकैडमी को खरीदना है।
Even I have been of that belief कि डिग्री नहीं skilled education पे ध्यान देते हैं.
See, I'm not going to criticize the education system. It's the entire system in itself of, that Sharma Ji ka beta story. What's the point of learning something that you are not going to use in your life or you don't know where you're going to use in your life?
Hi Shreyaan, welcome to Vritvi Talks, the Ambition podcast.
Hello, hi. Thanks for inviting me.
We have been actually, what do I say? We have been tracking you down, and when can we get to meet you and talk in person so that our audience, our listeners, can actually have a glimpse of your journey?
Absolutely. I've also been watching a few of your videos. Very excited to be on this podcast.
Okay, so Shreyaan is the one for all those who have seen Shark Tank of lately, season 2. मुझे एक दिन बायजूस या अनअकैडमी को खरीदना है. I mean, how ambitious can an 18-year-old boy can be? Tell us something about how and when did this thought pop up in your mind, and how has your journey been? Like, from when did all this start?
So in the 7th grade, I was a very average kid, okay at sports, okay at studies. I used to get 73% in my mark sheet. So one day I took my report card back at home and I showed it to my mom. So mom said कि बेटा या तो तू topper बन या तो फिर failure बन, बीच में नहीं रहना है. So I took that very seriously. The next day I went to school. I was like कि topper बनना बहुत मुश्किल है. Let's start failing. So that's the start of the journey when I started, not focusing on academics, started failing in that sector. And I even proposed to a girl. She rejected me. The first time I ever failed, in life. And that was when, things changed. And I started, learning skills practically outside of school. And I learned all the chess, art, dance. I learned how to code, made my own website, sold paintings online. I learned how to invest in the stock market. I learned how to create a bank in school. I was giving loans to my friends. So a lot of, learnings outside of schools that really helped me out into building OLL and ultimately, getting towards that pivoting point to starting OLL to get the vision, So that's how, that was the start of my journey.
Okay. Well then, we must say कि दिल टूटना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, guys. जब भी दिल टूटता है तभी पता चलता है कि oh, okay, this is what a real rejection is.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, listening to your entire journey and, you have been actually very inspiring to a lot of young guys and girls out there, ठीक है, who are aspiring somewhere to become an entrepreneur or do something great in life, ठीक है. But do you think that, जैसे you are a huge advocate of skilled education, right? And that is all what OLL is all about.
Correct.
Okay. Even I am like that, even though I am a double postgraduate and I have done like thousands of degrees and stuff like that. But even I have been of that belief कि degree नहीं skilled education पे ध्यान देते हैं, ठीक है. So what's your take on it, and why do you prefer so much on skilled education?
So personally, I believe not only personally, but सबको ही जानते हैं एग्जाम कल होता है, सब आज शुरू करते पढ़ना और उसके एक दिन बाद भूल जाते हैं क्या पढ़ा था.
Correct.
And what's the point of learning something that you are not going to use in your life or you don't know where you're going to use in your life and you don't even know how to use it. So in fact, we did a challenge. We made an electrical engineer by degree and a person who's a 5th grade dropout fix a fan. The electrical engineer didn't even know how to, fix it. They didn't even know which wire goes where. When they've been studying that, they've got degree in that.
Yeah.
So I personally feel if you can't use what you have learned, what's the use of learning?
Yeah.
So you should know how to use what you learn. That's the entire purpose of it. So
Okay.
I'm very against the the
Traditional
format
way
of
of
assessment.
education. Yeah.
बिकॉज ठीक है सर्टिफिकेशन चाहिए डिग्री चाहिए बट असेसमेंट का फॉर्मेट गलत है
Hmm.
बिकॉज इफ यू डोंट असेस द पीपल ऑन द राइट थिंग्स
Hmm.
देन you'll make them learn the wrong things.
Correct.
तो अगर आप उनको सिखाओगे कि मगअप करना ज़रूरी है एंड वो सेम चीज़ याद करके कॉन्सेप्ट भी याद करके अगर आपको यूज़ नहीं करना आता तो फिर क्या फ़ायदा.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
You seem to be very inspired by Amir Khan's character in Three Idiots.
हाँ.
Is that so?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat. See, guys, cinema does have an influence on kids and on everyone. Correct?
Correct.
Yes. श्रेयांश, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये आजकल ये बहुत लोगों को लगने लग गया है कि हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम में ही फ्लॉ है, राइट? वेयर maybe it's the education system or maybe it's the what do you say, the traditionally rooted upbringing that Indian parents or for that matter Asian parents still have, that नहीं आपको इतने इतने साल आपको पढ़ाई ही करनी है and उसके बाद फिर उसके बाद आपको नौकरी करनी है, फिर उसके बाद चाहे जो करना.
Correct.
So what do you think, is there really a flaw in the education system or is there a flaw in our employment sector जहाँ पे the companies are actually looking out for अरे नहीं MBA वाले बंदे को चुनो, right? Because I personally I have never hired a person who has done an MBA. I also run a company but I have never hired a person who has done an MBA. I would always go for a person who's street smart.
Correct.
Forget about his degrees. So I am definitely a huge advocate of these things. But here I am on the employer's side, right? But what do you think? What is the flaw over here? And where is the flaw over here?
See, I'm not going to criticize the education system. It's the entire system in itself of, the Sharma Ji ka beta story. Everybody wants to, everybody praises in society, Sharma Ji ka beta aisa hai, waisa hai.
Yeah.
Then, that entire system has been built that you have to play safe in life.
Yeah.
You need stability, you need security. You cannot take risks in life.
Yeah.
So the stability and security is what really, stops us from growing and stops us from really doing well in life. So it's not only in education, starts very fundamental from the society's mindset कि नहीं safe खेलो, क्या जल्दी है,
Yeah.
तो वो वाला mindset उधर से चालू होता है and then it goes on जॉब, स्कूल के बाद कॉलेज, कॉलेज के बाद जॉब के बाद अगर आपके पास अच्छी सैलरी है आपको शादी मिलेगी, नहीं शादी अच्छी सैलरी नहीं है तो शादी नहीं होगी, बच्चे होंगे तो घर खरीदना पड़ेगा and then you'll be in financial debts and debts, but everyone is praising you around you.
Yeah.
So that's the entire mindset कि वो शर्मा जी का बेटा story is what everybody is so used to now.
Yeah.
And it's in different names, this guy got into Harvard, तो क्या, he got into it ना, मतलब उसको पैसा देना ही पड़ रहा है.
Correct.
तो that entire thing is the situation कि system ही पूरा वैसा बना हुआ है.
So can we term it as a mindset trap?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that everyone in the audience should come out of कि हाँ safety, stability, इसके अलावा भी हमें कुछ करना है, हमें खुद का कुछ करना है. I want to follow my own passion, my own dream. Society के pressure के अंदर भी get stuck कि जो society बोलते हैं हमें वही करना पड़ता है. So whatever you want to do, that would सपना अपना alive रखने के लिए शर्मा जी के बेटे के ट्रैप से बाहर निकलना पड़ता है.
Okay, but I also feel that the society is prematurely defined by two generations, and every two generations has a next generation. तो यहाँ पर ये एक चीज़ हो जाती है, parents they generally don't understand what is happening in today's world unless we come out and we tell them कि okay, देखो ये हो रहा है and this is my plan and this is how it's done. Okay, but what happens is मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि parents they just don't want to see you poor. Once they start seeing you earning great and सब पैसा आने लगता है तो सब चंगा भला बढ़िया होता है, ठीक है. But to reach till that stage, how important is the role of parents? Because ये अकेले के बस का बिल्कुल नहीं होता है. जो लोग अकेले कर लेते हैं great, बट कभी कुछ लोगों को दोस्तों का साथ मिल जाता है, ठीक है, कुछ लोगों को राइट एसोसिएशंस मिल जाते हैं, कुछ लोगों को राइट पीपल, राइट अपॉर्चुनिटीज, कभी कभी लक फैक्टर भी काम करता है. बट पेरेंट्स रोल मैटर्स अ लॉट इन अ चाइल्ड्स लाइफ, राइट? सो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन इट?
सो एब्सोल्युटली, मतलब जैसे हमारे पेरेंट्स invest in us from the start.
Yeah.
वो आपने पहले आपको घर दिए, खाना पीना दिए, कपड़ा दिए, स्कूल भेजे, स्कूल का फीस भरे. So by the time you're out of college, they've already invested around 40-50 lakhs in you.
Yeah.
Okay, तो what they expect is return on investment. मतलब कि आपने इतने साल हमने आपको पाला, बड़े होके अब तुम हमें पालो,
हाँ,
right? That's
हाँ.
their expectation.
हाँ.
So they want their investment to succeed. So whatever path is given कि ये path से guarantee success आता है, they try to follow that path. So that's why it's a more a more desired method to go through for the parents, because they're paying so much money to get return on investment.
Yeah.
When you're putting a child in education so that they can go on and get a better job, so they can earn more money.
Correct.
That's their strategy. However, if we can show them better investments and better returns, like multiplier returns through entrepreneurship, through starting up while you are in school. वैसे भी कोई कॉलेज स्कूल जाके कोई पढ़ नहीं रहा आधे टाइम, 8th ग्रेड के बाद तो सब टाइम पास करते हैं.
Correct.
तो you want to enjoy, वो enjoyment के बदले you use that for productive time. You make something, you build something, you sell something, you earn money from that.
Yeah.
And show them the multiplier income from your own side while you're in school or college. So that might actually show them कि हाँ इधर possibility है, इधर कुछ कर पाएगा. So you need to win your parents' support because they are your biggest shareholders. आपको उनका approval, उनका no objection certificate चाहिए ही चाहिए. They are biggest shareholders. So otherwise, if you can't convince your parents, who will you convince in this world?
That's a very good point.
It'll be very, very difficult. So definitely look at convincing your parents first.
Okay, but what if some parents are like very tough nuts to crack? They're like नहीं, मतलब नहीं, हम ये नहीं कर सकते हैं. And see, ताली एक हाथ से नहीं बजती है. Both the sides are equally important. There is a child's side and there is a parent's side, right? So if the child is really not able to convince his very tough and old school kind of thought process रखने वाले parents, तो ऐसे में what do you suggest to a young child who is probably 15, 16, because ये thought जैसे आपने बताया, जैसे आपकी भी जर्नी रही, ये thought overnight कभी नहीं होता है ऐसे thought. It's always like built up of many years, जो शायद बहुत बचपन से
Right.
that seed is there. Okay, so what's your suggestion to those young children?
So I would say show results. Like when you go, you show your mark sheet. You get, there's A's, there's B's, there's C's. I showed balance sheet.
Okay.
कि भाई देखो profit आ रहा है.
Okay.
In the first year, when I was 15 years old, when we built OLL, we made a revenue of 1.34 crores. And we did a profit of 30 lakhs. So I showed my parents some numbers,
Yeah.
to prove them. However tough your parent is, however old school your parents are, जब उनको कोई गाड़ी गिफ्ट या कुछ आप दोगे, अपने आप मान जाएंगे, उनके बैंक में पैसे आ जाएंगे, वो खुद खुश हो जाएंगे कि भाई मेरा बच्चा कमा रहा है. And definitely, like till date, my nanny still tells me कि बेटा डिग्री कर दे, एग्जाम दे दे, पढ़ाई कर डेली, कुछ भी कर, पढ़ाई कर. So
Safety net.
I mean, you should not focus on that safety net. Get rid of that third option, second option. अब कभी उस पर focus ही नहीं कर पाओगे.
Exactly.
So I still believe कि numbers will prove it. When people start applauding you not for your marks or results, when people start applauding you for your
Achievements.
entrepreneurship and the work you're doing, someone comes and tells your parent कि भाई आपका बेटा या बेटी बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है. Then the same or even better result they get than just the normal path of getting a degree, getting engineering, etc.
Absolutely. I happen to see I happen to see your episode on Shark Tank, and you mentioned there that very first investors in OLL was your dad.
Correct.
Right? So now this is getting a little personal. What has the role of your parents been in your journey? I'm sure it must have been very, very huge.
Right. So as soon as we started OLL, it started as a I made a poster on Canva, created a Zoom link saying free coding class, join now.
Okay.
The second was like free graphic design class, join now. And that's how we circulated over WhatsApp groups, and we got a free audience. Uh, Over time, to handle this audience, we had to hire interns. So we hired interns from Internshala at around 3,000 rupees a month, 4,000 rupees a month. We hired interns, around 5 to 6 of them. And to pay these interns, I didn't have many money because we were providing free classes. So we had to take up a loan from my dad as a
And those free classes were about?
coding, graphic designing, any kind of skill that someone would want to learn.
Okay.
OLL has it. So it started off as free, but then after some time, after 2 months, we figured out that it's not sustainable. So we had to pivot our model to go through schools. We had to pivot our model to start charging money for each course. The people start taking it more seriously. We can make it a long-term effort. So that's when we did not require an investment. In the start, the first 2 months where we did it for free, just to test the idea, just to get a flavor on what's really happening,
Yeah.
we did it for free. So that's why we needed some money to, fund the entire journey. Apart from that, since my parents, my dad comes from a family business, whenever I have any doubts on hiring, whenever I have any doubts on growing the company to a next level, you always ask some person, you always have some guide.
Yeah.
So that guide was my dad in the entire journey, and that was a really good support.
Yeah.
But for anyone else who does not have a a business or
Yeah.
does not have like a a very established household, they always have example people on LinkedIn or Instagram who can guide you. So you can reach out to me to get that guidance as well. That journey that I have taken, that I have seen, I can help you out on that part as well. So that kind of things are definitely there. You know, today if you don't have access, that your parents don't have that experience or exposure, you can reach out to anyone on Instagram, LinkedIn, get that same exposure, make a guide, make a mentor.
Yes.
So that's another journey itself. Yeah.
Okay. Talking about your journey, what were the real hardships that you had to go through?
Initially, the first year it was really really good. We had like a first time luck break ho gaya, as in one it ekdam six maar diya,
Yeah.
right? Second year mein we had hired quite a lot of people. Now we were like profitable and we were making money for the first year. Second year, COVID shut down, so nobody was taking online classes anymore. Everyone was back to school. Everyone was back to offline.
Yeah.
And our entire model was completely dependent on online
Yeah.
classes.
And it was collapsing?
Yeah, so it collapsed 100%.
Acha.
Like we were in around 40 lakhs of loss in the second year. So we could not I at least could not handle so much pressure.
That was again a rejection.
Yeah, it was first year ekdam 6 months, second year 0. And by the second year, I had already dropped out of school as well.
Yeah.
So now explaining to people that results there's no results also in the second year. You can't prove anything. And we were going to investors. Every investor was rejecting us. We'll not give you money. We were going to clients, customers, schools. They were rejecting us. We don't want online. So many rejections. So many team members started
Setbacks,
leaving. And from a team of around 50 people, we scaled it down to only 4 people. So the entire year was
huge.
a very, very drastic pivot. And so yeah, I mean, challenges come. You have to just stay strong. Just,
Mentally.
Why did you start?
Yeah.
क्यों start किया? बस उसको ही पकड़ के, you continue.
Right. So आपका why तो हमने शुरू में जान लिया, ठीक है? But what was your reason to not give up during this kind of setback? Because we have seen so many startups come and go only because they are not able to sustain the market. Okay, ठीक है, चलो COVID happens to be one of the reasons why many startups came in during that time, and after COVID they collapsed and then they closed their
Correct.
doors, they packed their bags and then went back.
Correct.
Okay, but there are a few startups which have actually sustained the wave after COVID, I should say, right? Which was the real market hit
Right.
wave. Okay, market hit सिर्फ COVID में नहीं हुआ था, उसके बाद भी हुआ था. For entrepreneurs, of course, because there are various niches to every kind of business, right? So why do you think that you kept on sustaining and you kept at it? You were like, no, I will do this.
So it was before I started OLL, 15th February 2020. So I was very inspired by Gautam Buddha through a textbook. So I decided to leave home. So one
Are
day,
you serious?
yeah.
Oh my god.
So I was only in the 9th grade ending. It was the exam time, and I was reading the history textbook. Got very inspired by him, and I took all my belongings like my wallet, slippers, watch, everything that I really valued in materialism. I took, and I left. I gave away all those, and by the time I reached, worldly sea face, I was giving my cycle to this child who was underprivileged. So he took this cycle and he smiled so wide that you could see his crooked teeth. That child smile, that his sapna pura ho gaya. That kind of feeling. That is what I want. That's what gives me satisfaction. So just for that child smile is what made me continue, made me stick, made me stay to OLM. So there's a why higher than just monetary gain, fame, then just numbers. There's always a why that's bigger than that, which will keep you going. So that's how we started.
Basically, you found your purpose of
Yeah,
life.
you can say that.
Yeah, because this is what is lacking in most of us. It's not about the age, it's not about the gender, it's not about any time frame that we are in, but it's about the purpose. बहुत लोगों के पास नहीं होता है, बस
Right.
चल रहा है तो चला रहे हैं. It's like that. Okay, so coming to Shark Tank, Shreyaan, how do you think has your life changed? How it was before and after Shark Tank,
So,
personally and professionally?
yeah. So earlier I used to, sleep at 9 p.m., get up at 4 a.m.
Okay.
Very disciplined, dedicated. But as soon as Shark Tank aired, the first few months, I would sleep at 4 a.m. and get up at 9 a.m. It was so like intense, like the work, this like working timings, like earlier used to 9 to 6 काम करो, फिर थोड़ा exercise करो, फिर वापस काम करो till like 9 p.m. In Shark Tank that period right after airing, it was like 9 से 4 बस काम. There's no break, there's no time waste, no time for movies, no time for anything. So that was like a really, really, good experience. An exposure of scale. How do you manage scale? How do you manage people? How do you grow your team? How do you handle people at a big stage? So that is something that we received. There was even a time where our customer care head, she was at a wedding. So that entire period of Shark Tank, the 7 days where it when after that she was in a wedding. So I had my customer support phone. My co-founder and I used to divide it. So I used to pick up and I say, "Hello, I'm Chetan, not Shreyaan. How can I help you?"
Yeah.
Because if I say Shreyaan, then they'll be like, "ये काम नहीं करेगा, बस customer support संभाल रहा है." They would start talking for long, long times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really inspired by you, this,
Yeah,
that. I'd be like,
yeah.
आपका customer support query क्या था?
Yeah.
They never get to that one. So,
This is the other side of fame.
yeah, I had to sit, pick up calls, answer them. Like a lot of us had to, like I'd call my friends also for sleepover. कि तुम काम करो. So we were like 4 people answering emails, answering WhatsApp messages, answering calls. So we had seen that scale feeling at what it handles. And then from there we've grown 10x, in terms of revenue also, in terms of profit also, in terms of team size also. So really grown at a good scale. We've not been, we are like earlier was just the MVP stage कि हम
Yeah.
figure out करें क्या करना है क्या
Yeah,
नहीं करना है.
yeah.
At this stage we figured out what we want to do. Market requires these skills, where we created the brand identity of a USP what we have. And then we're just focusing on that and growing that first, and then introducing more and more concepts.
Tell me one thing, was it really difficult to get into Shark Tank? Because we see like there are so many people out there who are trying to reach there.
So many people ask me कि पैसे देके एंट्री लिया क्या या कोई कांटेक्ट है क्या. So it's never like that. It's just a simple form. You go on a website, Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You fill out that form, and if you get selected, they give you another email. You submit a video of 3 minutes, and if you still get selected, then they call you offline. Like don't have the expectation to get in.
Hmm.
You know, I never had the expectation to get in. I just simply form a, like just another form, like any other form, filled out, submitted. What you should have is a story,
Hmm.
because ultimately it's an entertainment TV show.
Hmm.
मतलब सास बहू के बदले
ये
आजकल
है.
लोग शार्क टैंक देखते हैं.
Hmm.
तो make sure you have like that story ki, like if you've seen a naval foci, then Nabhi wala guy.
Yeah.
Then the you know that guy who came bald, what is his name? Zipline.
Glass pe mask.
हाँ,
Glass pe
zipline.
mask.
So nobody was going to invest in them, but
Yeah.
they were just good PR material.
हाँ, good for entertainment.
Good for virality, good for entertainment. So
Okay.
we require those kind of stories in Shark Tank.
Okay.
So that's why it's preferable that you have a good story. अगर आपके पास story नहीं है तो मत जाओ. Story अच्छा होना चाहिए. And that's how you'll just pass the entire selection. I honestly didn't have any expectation.
You just did it.
Yeah,
with the
just
flow.
yeah. And we got in also when I finally had the call to go to the shoot. That time only I told everybody that we're going to Shark Tank, and they're like, "Oh wow, I didn't know that." I didn't even tell anybody that we got selected for first round, second round, third round. It's just
Hmm.
not required. Yeah.
So you're one of those people who believe in like keep calm until it's happening.
Yeah.
Or it has happened.
Until it's done,
Okay.
don't focus, like don't get too excited.
What do you say? You've created a good empire for yourself. It is in the process, I must say. You got featured on Shark Tank. You have good supportive parents who are pretty much actively involved with you, right? You got great support. You got great accolades from a lot of people, from sharks as well, right? What next?
So my vision is very clear. Until we have 1 billion daily students learning on OLL, till that time we're not stopping.
Mm-hmm.
So जब तक 100 करोड़ बच्चे हर रोज OLL पे आए, OLL के कोई क्लास में गए, सीखे, तब तक हम लोग रुकेंगे नहीं. So till that time everything else is very minuscule. Today we have around 25,000 daily students learning. So we're just like 0.0025% away, like of our vision.
Yeah.
So बहुत time है, 1% भी नहीं पहुंचे हम लोग. तो we're very very clear on that कि जब तक 100 करोड़ बच्चे नहीं सीखते daily, तब तक हम लोग छोड़ेंगे नहीं. So that's the long-term vision. However, immediately we have a few really good things coming up. Like something exciting for our audience would be Skill Tank. So the journey I got for Shark Tank, as a student, not everybody will get into Shark Tank itself. So we created a focused entrepreneurship competition where kids can come age 13 onwards, pitch their ideas, because I personally believe that every student has a crazy idea.
Yeah.
Every child is sitting in a classroom and thinking of some crazy idea. What if this could happen? And they have the ability to think because they haven't experienced failures, losses, and all. So we have the ability to think big, think crazy. So we want those crazy ideas to come on national television.
Okay.
So we've tied up with CNBC TV 18, which is like the biggest entrepreneurs financial network in the world.
Yeah.
And they are airing these 6 episodes where we'll be selecting students from all across India, north, south, east, west. They'll be coming to zonal rounds, and then they'll be aired on TV. The finalists will get 5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, and 2 lakhs to
As an
actually make
investment?
just as prize money, because they can't get investment at this age.
Okay.
So to actually, it will be to make their idea into reality. So whatever
That's
is that
amazing.
crazy idea, you use that money, make it reality. So that's what we're really looking for in the short term, so that we can really make them excited about entrepreneurship, about starting up. That's something that we're focusing on a lot.
This is the first time that Shreyaan and Team OLL are speaking about their next move, which is like a big move. And must say, the kind of impact that this move is going to bring to the nation and worldwide is going to be commendable. This is Skill Tank in association with CNBC TV 18, wherein Shreyaan and Team OLL are going to invest, or at least have a conversation with young entrepreneurs in the age group of, I think,
13
between 13 to 18, the teenage age group, and they will make sure to mentor them, to help them, to listen to their ideas, and we can for sure hope a lot of great entrepreneurs coming out of it. correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, but what are the key expectations of the masses, or what are a few things that people can expect from Skill Tank?
From Skill Tank. So there's definitely some crazy ideas that they'll expect. Coming from a very cute face of a child, like how I said कि मुझे Byju's and Unacademy खरीदना है.
Yeah,
Everyone went crazy कि how can a child think so big?
yeah.
So we're going to get all those kids who think big.
Hmm.
They can, if you can think it, that's the first step to start, making it reality. So जो बच्चे इतना बड़ा सोच सकते हैं ना, उन बच्चों को हम स्टेज पे लाने वाले.
Okay.
We're going to listen to some crazy ideas, something that you might not be able to imagine yourself.
Mhm.
That's something that we're really expecting. And the judges will also be, people who are young entrepreneurs or influencers who really are doing something impactful.
Mhm.
So these people are going to judge the entire show. So it's going to be students, for the students, by the students,
Oh, a
and
different league of democracy.
yeah, and we want to really, create that impact that why can't we start up?
Okay. So, Shreyaan, it's great to know that you're starting something for young minds out there. Skill Tank is a great initiative, I must say. But as fascinating as it sounds for young minds to get into entrepreneurship and all that, but it all boils down to getting the first customer or that first pitch, right? Do you remember anything about your first pitch or getting your first client for OLL?
So definitely it's like the most challenging thing to when we went through schools, right? पहले बच्चों तक जा रहे थे, free में दे रहे थे. When we went through schools के साथ entry लेना, it's like at least a 6-month long process to get the conversion in the payment to come in. Before that, it's a 2 to 3 years just of relationship building with the principal,
That's too
with the
long.
school teachers. Yeah. So any single conversion also, at least you need a 3-year timeline.
Okay.
That's how long it takes. That's how much hype you have to create to get the first push sale. With Skill Tank, we're giving awards to schools. We're getting them aired on CNBC TV 18. So we create a pull effect where we don't have to really market ourselves anymore. The schools just come. They want to get into it. We have a list of over 856 schools, out of which we had to let go of 600 schools because we only have the opening for 200 schools.
Okay.
So एक ऐसा पुल इफेक्ट बनाया, एक पुल ब्रांडिंग किया कि नाउ वी रियली वांट टू schools want to come into OLL, where they want to be a part with OLL, they want to partner with OLL for their courses, partner with OLL for the competition. So that's how much you can. So there's a start में आपको पुश करना ही पड़ेगा, आपको पुश सेल्स करनी पड़ेंगी. वो पुश सेल्स आने के लिए आपको 2-3 साल लगेंगे ही लगेंगे. बट उसके बाद आप ऑलवेज ट्राई टू एम फॉर द पुल इफेक्ट कि कैसे कोई दूसरा जन आपके लिए आपको चाहे. They want your product, they want your services. So create that kind of brand, create that kind of marketing. Everyone wants an iPhone.
Yes.
iPhone doesn't come to so please do an iPhone, please do. ऐसे कोई नहीं करता. So when ads, when you're in Google ads, Google doesn't call you and be like, say, please Google ad डालो ना. Google has created that brand कि you want to put a Google ad.
Yes.
So even in B2B services, B2B businesses, that's possible to create that business. They create the brand. So that's how what we've built in OLL and in Skill Tank.
Okay. So basically, you're trying to tell the young minds out there that patience is the key.
Yeah. Starting में तो मतलब रगड़ना पड़ेगा ही पड़ेगा. 3 साल लगता है आपके कस्टमर्स को कन्वर्ट होने में. उसके पहले it's just like you have to just keep on pushing, keep on trying, keep on pushing. पहला कस्टमर लाने के लिए बहुत मारा पीटी करना.
Because it's all about the first customer. Once you crack that, जैसे मुझे बहुत पहले किसी ने तो बोला था कि your business is always from 0 to 10. अगर वो कर लिया तो फिर 10 to 100 बहुत easily कर पाओगे, ठीक है. But 10 to 50 करते करते ना तुम्हारा कहीं ना कहीं patience down हो जाएगा, energy down हो जाएगी, you will start wanting to give up, and then you will eventually go till 100. And once you have made that jump from 0 to 100, then you can achieve like a crore or a lakh or whatever.
Correct.
Thank you, Shreyaan, for Skill Tank. And I can say thank you on behalf of thousands of parents out there, thousands of students out there who really want to do something concrete with their life apart from only ratta and mugging kind of studies. So
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot for acknowledging that.
now it's time for a quick rapid fire with Shreyaan. Let's see how how great can he score. We don't have a hamper, Shreyaan, but we will make sure that we make it tough for you. Ready?
Ready.
Shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were given a chance to become a minister for a day, what would you do?
First thing I'll do is I'll eradicate the mugging up assessment format. I'll change it to practical assessments. I mean, that's the first thing I would do. बहुत सारे चीजें.
जैसे?
So, example, like I would, eradicate the concept of just math, science, English, Hindi. I would introduce more subjects. उसके लिए मैं I would partner with local vendors, local teachers. उनको train करता है, उनको ready करता है, उनको certify करता है, and they would in every गांव में भी at least 1000-2000 skills के possibilities होने चाहिए. Opportunities should be for everybody.
Okay.
So that would be my focus at a large scale कि कोई गाँव वाला भी बहुत opportunities होना चाहिए जितना शहर वाले के पास. So and I would eradicate the punishments, the shouting that teachers do, because we say that it's difficult. Like why do teachers shout? But from a scale point, when you're teaching 30 kids in one class, that time you cannot handle everybody together.
Yes.
But if I could train teachers on how to
Manage.
make them watch
Yeah.
Netflix,
Yeah.
make them watch Instagram reels, make them watch YouTube, be updated with the trend. They should know what's happening in the kids' lives, what's their favorite thing, make them play games, video games. It's a compulsory thing that they have to do.
Yeah.
At OLL we do that. इसकी हम लोग टीचर्स को बोलते हैं कि तुम बच्चे बनो, बच्चा क्या क्या कर रहा है वो सीखो. So so that they can
Method-based
relate with the
teaching.
kids.
Yeah.
Tell them what it really is, and finally get rid of textbooks.
Okay. What are your most prized possessions apart from OLL?
I have 7 t-shirts of OLL. Any team member, any person. The only thing I wear is OLL. Today my family relatives also just call me OLL. They don't even call me Shreyaan. They don't even call me Shreyaan Daga. They just say OLL. Arey OLL aaya, arey OLL aaya. So personally, the maximum.
You're living your work. You're living your baby.
Absolutely. What I might have is like I have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
These 2 are my next prized possessions, which I really value. So
Yeah. Please tell the audience their names also. You will understand how an entrepreneur mind works.
So the first one is Nifty, who is like they're both Maltese, and then there is Billion, who is she came on my birthday, so she's like very small now. So these 2 are like really cute dogs which we have.
Yeah.
They both are Maltese, yeah.
Yeah. And his dad added one line when we were just playing around with them that they both Nifty and Billion are going to give us trillions next year. Okay. If a child comes and says to you, I want to be like you, your immediate reaction would be?
Be like you, not be like me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very impressive. Okay. Big villa in Dubai and fast cars, or reinvest in OLL and other startups?
Reinvest in oil and that's not even a question.
Okay. So you would blindly say no to a big villa in Dubai.
Yeah. What will I do with it?
Which is on your radar first, Byju's or Unacademy? This is a controversial question, guys.
So at least Byju's valuation, when I said the thing was $22.1 billion, now it's $5.1 billion. So definitely it's easier to buy now. I'm keeping that on the target first.
Okay. Byju's owners, please keep your eyes and ears open. Shreyaan Daga is coming for you.
Yeah.
Okay. नहीं, but दिल से भगवान करे ये चीज हो. I'll be the
खरीद
proudest.
के बंद कर देंगे, but खरीदना है.
Okay. One entrepreneur you wish to meet at least once in your lifetime.
Steve Jobs.
Why?
His way of presentation, his way of thought, the marketing, the brand that he's built, and obviously I relate a lot with him. He's a design freak. He's an ideator. So I'm like very inspired by him. Grew up listening to his stories. Grew up listening to him. So yeah,
Okay. Your highest goal in life?
1 billion daily active learners.
1 billion?
Daily active learners.
Oh, amazing. A book you have binged upon?
Sapiens.
Okay, and why is that?
It's just how the facts about human history, how we became we, what our mind thinks, how was money introduced to us, everything that you can want to know is in Sapiens and Siddhartha. These two books really give a good aspect of.
Okay. If there was ever a book written on your story, your autobiography, what would the title be?
Shreyaan Daga.
Shreyaan Daga, the what?
Just my name would be enough.
Oh, naam hi kafi hai, guys. Okay. Any 3 book recommendations for people?
Sapiens, Siddhartha, Almanac of Nawal Ravikant. These 3 can be good enough.
Okay. Okay. What comes to your mind first when anybody says, जिंदगी में ये नहीं किया तो क्या किया? Okay. ठीक है. This is bang on promotion. Huh? I must say, you're a genius out there. Okay. Last one. Love or ambition?
Ambition.
Why? Isn't love important?
Not as much.
कि अभी time नहीं है.
नहीं, it's not about time. I feel कि goal set किया है पहले वो. For me, everything what I do should, if I want to do really well at it, it should be on my number 1 priority. For now, my number 1 priority is OLL. Like even above family, even above friends, even above anything else. So if I want to do something really well, number 1 priority should be that. So my number 1 priority is OLL. I want to be the best at it. Then uske baad, whenever my time comes, number 1 priorities change. That time we would figure out if love or whatever else would be the priority. But now focus is ambition.
That's great. Okay. Is there any one message that you would like to give youth out there?
The biggest message is that, dream big and start now. So, आप बड़ा सोचो, जितना बड़ा सोच सकते हो उतना सोचो, but चालू अभी करो. Nobody's gonna, push you to start. Nobody's waiting for you to start. It's you who want to start. So start now. Don't wait for anyone's approval. Don't wait for any degree. Don't wait for any certification. Don't wait for any age. Start now, but have that big goal. अगर चालू कर दिया तो satisfy मत हो जाओ बीच में. कि मैं अभी वो चल रहा है, अब मुझे उसमें और कुछ काम नहीं करना है, बस वो चलते जाए. फैमिली बिजनेस बन जाएगा, ओल्ड टाइम के बिजनेसेस बन जाएंगे. बट कोई बड़ा गोल रखो और उससे अचीव करने का कोशिश करो. दैट्स हाउ इट विल रियली मेक सेंस.
Thank you so much, Shreyaan, for joining us today on Vritvi Talks, the Ambition podcast. I am sure we had a blast, and this episode, whenever it comes out, this episode is truly a fire. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Shreyaan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
That was good. Oh, wait. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Subscribe now.